Good day ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel for another interesting and hopefully useful Scum related video for you all. In this video we check out my top 5 tips for preventing other players parachuting down into your base and reaping havoc from the inside. As always folks, thanks for watching, stay safe and take care. Since a recent update, the devs have actually patched out the ability to parachute from anywhere inside a sector after respawning by adding in a great little animation that actually binds your character's hands together for a period during the descent. This removes the ability to move freely until you almost reach the ground. But let's not breathe a sigh of relief just yet folks. Let's not forget we have planes now in Scum, and we also have parachutes. So let's start with tip number 5. The most obvious and the easiest way to prevent players parachuting into your base is to simply live inside a prefabricated building or a cave. While this won't stop them picking your locks, it's a good start and definitely a deterrent. Another obvious tip is use traps and mines. It is essential for any base to be secured with traps, but generally while parachuting you're limited in the supplies you can carry, and dropping into a base filled with mines will usually end badly for the raider. So tip number 3, and getting a little more in depth now, is to build rows of door frames that act as a makeshift roof. For example, you have corridors of these door frames instead of just open space. Trying to parachute and land on these frames will be fatal and cause immediate death, further deterring these guys from even considering jumping into your base. You can choose to either leave the frames acting as the roof and walls or connect them with walls. If you choose the latter, do not upgrade your door frames until you have built the walls. Tip number 2 is slightly more familiar to number 3, as instead of using the door frames to construct your corridors, you can alternatively place your walls parallel to each other but only narrower than usual, and instead of facing each wall towards you, face them inwards to each other. This means when the walls are upgated, the barbed wire will face in on both sides, creating basically a roof made from deadly barbed wire which will kill anybody instantly that falls onto it. And finally, my top tip, well, isn't actually a tip at all. It's a small build using all the techniques shown in the video. This base is only a reference. You can go as big or as small as you would like, as when I'm making these types of videos to keep production time down, I build usually for solo or duo squad sizes. Let's take a look and have a walk around. Hey folks, I hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and welcome back to another Scum video on the channel. We're just going to do a quick walk around of my parachute base, and what I mean by that is I've built a base that is completely immune to parachuters. So there is no way for anybody to actually parachute into this place, as you can see from the techniques shown at the start of this clip. So this base is just sort of a small one. You can scale it up, you can probably even scale it down. I usually just build these bases for like solo or maybe duo players or even trio. So you've got your front door. Close this up. You can put more doors here, of course. So we have layered 2 layers of concrete walls, of course. We have faced the walls inwards on each other, which means when you upgrade them, the barbed wire will be forced inwards, which means it creates this little roof here, and it will be instant death if anybody tries to land on that to crawl through. So here you have your outer layer. This is just to protect against C4 and stuff like that. So you're completely closed off from parachuters. And we'll go back around this way again. As I said before, you can scale this up, make it bigger. Obviously this is just a small reference. So the technique here was shown in the video. The other technique to build corridors is just to build the basic wooden frames themselves with no doors and just place them sort of right behind each other. This also creates a roof with the wooden spikes at the top, which also will cause instant death if landed upon. This is good for making like garages and stuff, or even just corridors moving to and from your base. nobody can parachute into this at all. And then we go in here again. Nobody can get into this base. And then we have our cabin. The cabin is completely closed off. I haven't put anything inside it, obviously. You put whatever you want here, like lockers and stuff, all that good stuff. So that's basically it. That's just this. We've got 2 layers of concrete walls. All corridors and areas of movement are all blocked off from the roof, so no parachuters can get inside this base. So I'm just going to do a quick show you. I'm going to get up the plane, go grab myself a parachute, and I'm just going to show you that it's completely impossible to parachute into this base. So I will see you in the next clip shortly. So now we are up in the air in the airplane. We have our parachute equipped, and I'm going to attempt to parachute into this base. And I will show you how impossible it is to actually get in. So those pesky parachuters, it is a good tactic in this game, one that I use myself, one that my squad will use. It's a great way to get access and have a good snoop around people's bases. What most people would like is to build a base that is completely immune to parachuters. It will appear my parachute has glitched out. Just ignore that. Game comes with its bugs, don't worry. I do have a parachute on, it just hasn't shown up on the screen for some reason. As you can see, the base, we're going to fall right in. Now there is a small gap at the back of the cabin because you need to build a certain amount of foundations, but you can just add barbed wire fences there, and I'll show you here. No way in here at all whatsoever. If you try even land at the back of the cabin, you're going to die. And you could land on top of the cabin, which that's pretty much pointless because there's no way down from the cabin to actually get inside it. There you go, folks. I hope you find this video useful. I hope you find it enjoyable. My top tips for preventing parachuters from getting into your base. As always, folks, thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one.